as one aspect of financial management. As one aspect of what? Financial management. You are called upon here to do something. The essence of this workshop is that by the time you get back to your workplace, you'll be more effective, you'll be able to do well, and so on. The success of the public sector, which you represent at the moment, is rooted on what my brother has earlier on discussed. It's all about accountability. It's all about what? Accountability. In the private sector, when they want to judge you and say, how well have you done, they will be looking at how much profit did you make at the end of the day. What is the dividends that the people get from this work? What are the impacts you make in your environment, and so on and so forth. But in the public sector, nobody is asking you how much profit you're making, because at the end of the day, what you're going there to do is not to say you are trading and you're making, trading and selling and buying and whatever. No. They are all there to provide service to the people. And the level of accountability you can give at the end of the day matters a lot. Because people are going to ask you, the money given to you, what did you use it to do? And I keep on telling people, like many people who are in account section working for government, what government requires from you is not much. What are they requiring from you? As long as you can provide them with information that can answer these 4 questions. What are the 4 questions? How much was given to you? Are we together? Yes. Second one, what did you use the money to do? At the end of the day, how much is left with you? And the fourth question is, that money you say is left with you, where can we find it? Where can we do what? If you can provide information that can answer those 4 questions, ladies and gentlemen, you have done well. Are we together? Are we together? Now, my brother mentioned something before when we were talking about accountability. And he said something that has to do with, he said, don't steal, but you can take. Remember that session? Don't steal, but you can do what? You can take. I want to also add or lend a voice to that. Many people in government offices today who have committed monumental, how do I call it now, fraud, did not just do it because they wanted to commit fraud per se. So many of them, yes sir. They what? Oh, they for the first answer. Okay, the first one is what? How much was what? Given to you. Second one is what? What did you use the money to do? The third one, how much is left at the end of the world day? And the fourth one, where can we find it? People can tell us we still have 1 million, but where can we do what? Find it. That is all they are interested in. Every other story I'm talking about, you on your own. Are we together? Now, back to the story I was talking about. Many people today who entered government offices or who had the machinery of government in their hands did not plan to commit evil from the beginning. Many of them plan that when they get there, they are going to do what? They are going to do well. But let me tell you, like somebody they said, talked about power, that power is sweet. Power is sweeter than so many people was given an example, which it is true. But above all, ambition is the most important thing here. Is what? Ambition. For a human being to begin to talk about gathering up to 35 billion naira to his whatever, of course, how much money do you need as a human being in your whole lifetime? It's all about what? Ambition. Because here now you are the local government chairman, next thing we are trying to make good for commissioner, and all that thing again. While they are there, you are thinking about how to be a governor, or while they are governor, thinking about how to come back a second time, while you are there talking about how to, and on. But again, ambition in itself is not a problem, it's not a sin. But the question is, how do you intend to achieve that word, that ambition? Are we together? It is the method you want to use to achieve that ambition that matters a lot. If you remember the story of Julius Caesar, during the death of Julius Caesar, when Mark Antony was giving a speech at the death of Julius Caesar, he makes mention of this ambition. Ambition from the beginning to the end. But at a point, he made a monumental statement. He said, ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Ambition should be what? Stop. What does it mean? If you must aspire to get to the highest or whatsoever, let hard work, let your work, let things you have done take you to where? That place. Are we together? I had an opportunity once in my lifetime to attend to enter the same aircraft with our former head of state of Nigeria, Gowon, from Abuja to Lagos. And in the aircraft, before they would make any announcement, they said His Excellency first, he didn't have to pay. As soon as they entered the airport, in fact, the airline was asking which of them will enter. He didn't even have to go to the ticket and want to do anything. They were very happy to receive him to enter the aircraft. As they entered the aircraft, they were all addressing him, here and there, talking about everything they have to say, they will mention him first before they address all that. And immediately we landed in Lagos, the man was the first person to alight on the aircraft. You know what he did? As soon as he stepped down, he stood. His wife was a bit tired, so his wife left him. And he had a handshake with every human being that was on board. He greeted everybody, snapped photograph with them and whatever. What is that? It's all about what? Humility. If it was a kind of do that before, you think somebody wants to, things like that. So let me tell you, your good work will take you to wherever you want to go to. You don't need to kill yourself. The former governor of Edo State, I remember his time of Iberedo when he was local government chairman. One of the reasons why they voted in the first one massively was because when he was local government chairman, he did well. Please do well.
Say no under the act. It's a new law to assist in transparency and accountability. As it's following due process. There is a law. Following due process because you will have one or two conditionality in the first subject. Again, without prejudice to the security of the council, the security of the state, the security of the nation. So these are the conditionalities we are talking about. But in principle, people now have the right to do that. Mass education campaigns on the need for ethical behavior, as we are doing here. Systematic and impartial prosecution of the financial sustenance and accountability, as the EFCC will do or are doing. The use of accountability and sustainability of management of government should be viewed with all seriousness and commitment. The pillar starting point for good governance, purging the society of corrupt tendencies, and had long been obstacles to the work of the government. Public service should be seen to serve as a vanguard of promoting accountability and transparency. Because we set the tone. In fact, the private sector follow the practices in the public service. We set the extent. So, I have not said anything new. I'm just reinforcing what you know. That is the end of this presentation. If we can have short two questions before we go to the next one. Professor Jimmy Chijioke, former Director of Studies and Director of Administration in ASCON at the State Star College of Nigeria, now in Kogi State University, Ageba. Well, I would say that I'm delighted to be in Yenogua in Bayelsa State for the first time. I'd always passed through Bayelsa, but never entered Bayelsa proper, including Yenogua, the state capital. So when I arrived on Wednesday, I was delighted to see the physical, infrastructural development that are taking place within the last 6 years or so, or 7 years since the creation of the state. And I really commend the government and people of Bayelsa State, successive government, the present government, for the giant strides they've taken in developing Bayelsa. And I said to myself, this is one of the benefits of state creation, because state creation opens up seemingly rural areas and bring development nearer to the people. And then specifically on the program I came for is meant for newly elected chairmen of local governments in Bayelsa State. I must say that I'm also happy to be one of the first people to speak to them in terms of their expectations, in terms of their mandate, in terms of rendering service to their people. And as I told them at the outset of my discussion, that the primary purpose of government is the welfare and happiness of the people. And then that they should always go to bed every day reciting that. And when they bear that in mind, that means their job is easier. Government is not there to make money. You are not there to make money. It's not a limited liability company where you invest to reap dividends, but to render service. And then, of course, people appreciate what you are doing, not necessarily in terms of monetary reward, but in terms of wishing you good life, long life, prosperity, and every other thing. If you hadn't had that service, it will come, certainly. Specifically in technical areas, we were attempting to guide them on how to write minutes, council memo, RANDA, accountability, transparency in the conduct of government business, financial discipline, due process, and so on and so forth. And when they're able to imbibe these things, their job will be easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for talking to us.
This is the final lap of the 4-day workshop for local government officials. How do you assess this workshop, and in what ways has it impacted on you?
Actually, we as the executive chairman of council, these are the areas that we have always expected, because we know very well that we are coming to a very strange environment. First and foremost, I have to thank His Excellency for this initiative to have made us, prepare us for the challenges that are very, very eminent and prominent in the politics of Bayelsa. It's one of the reasons why this is more important is because the local government is the government closest to the people. And if the people who are going down to take policy and developmental programs at that level are not conscious and are now aware of these challenges, they might have been misled. We say bureaucrats are very bad, but bureaucrat is the best way of doing this in the legal and the most civilized manner. That is bureaucrat. We as chairman, we have come to learn and appreciate what the bureaucrat have puts value and add value to the system. We have been able to know so many official conduct, so many forms of unity, so many forms of handling financial matter, even the public service rule as well, so that we'll be so guided even in our conduct and in our expression. I think it has been very worthwhile.
Okay. Do you feel in any way this value that has been so added can also affect the way local government officials staff are treated in terms of salary payment? They get it very late than their counterparts in the state. Can this workshop enhance all those kind of reducing this bureaucratic bottleneck?
Of course, we had a topic that talked about public servants, political office holders and bureaucrat relationship. The politicians, of course, there is something that has been separating us: mutual suspicion, undermining one another. That suspicion has been living for a long time. A politician always sees the civil servant, the bureaucrat, as a very big troubleshooter, or so to say, a keg in the wheel of his political progress. But from the exposure we have been given, I think we are come to appreciate the fact that the civil servant are the best ally. If a good politician wants to grow, as we have just come on board, we need to learn a lot. We need to learn through the system. And it is not a wonder. Yes, we have had so much in this workshop, but we still have to go back, meticulously going through the process first. Civil servants need to be paid their salary. Of course, nobody, even as I'm talking as a chairman, I know the challenges I'm exposed to. And so is civil servants. So civil servants definitely, as we are going back, we're also going to make sure that our relationship improves. We will not be seeing the civil servant, the bureaucrat as our enemy. We will never be seeing them as keg in the wood of our progress. We will be seeing them as a better partner. Then we are going to improve on that.
Thank you, sir.